Not sure how to be following your intuition? I will share 3 secrets that will boost your connection to your heart. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I post a new video about spiritual insight and evolution. I followed these 3 secrets to get my intuition 100% correct and accurate and to see things before they actually happen. And I'm excited to help you today to start following your intuition with confidence. We will have a separate video on actually following inner voice or inner guidance, but today let's focus on your intuition. First, make sure that you do take the choice, take the decision, like make a decision that yes, I'm going to do the right thing at the right time. Basically, deciding to follow your intuition starts with you making a firm decision that yes, I will actually follow my intuition if I know that that is the right thing to do at the right time. Be sure about your decision and do not doubt it. You absolutely, undoubtedly have to make it into your priority. That way you can avoid any accidents, avoid misunderstandings, regrets, see things before they happen, and really be ahead of the time in the things that you are doing. Have that as your priority to follow your intuition. So the first secret is actually knowing that yes, I decided firmly I want to try to follow my intuition, that is to do the right thing at the right time. Because if you know subconsciously and you're not sure, your intuition will not open it to yourself, because it's going to be slightly a waste of energy to open information to someone who's not going to use it, right? So once you have that as priority and you decide, yes, for sure, I will follow my intuition, whatever it is, then you are opening that door and your intuition will actually open up to you in return. Okay, so the second secret, we're going to write down within the first 2 minutes of you waking up things that come to mind that you feel that you need to do. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For people who are just starting with their intuition, it's actually pretty hard to live everyday life and tune into your intuition. It's almost really impossible. They cannot just be going around just as starting to follow intuition and sense that, oh, this least favorite color I saw or number or the word means I have to stop doing what I'm doing and change direction. Or on the fly, as they're going somewhere, realize that when some things don't add up or work and there's some stumbling on the way, that means that you either too early on doing it or something is not done yet in order to proceed there. It's the wrong thing to do. It's actually not flowing like that right away. So if you're just a beginner, this is what you need to start with. First, you need to have a paper and a pen. Using a cell phone, laptop, or a tablet is actually not good because it can have unnecessary distractions and take you away from what we need to achieve. So at first, I really recommend that you put some paper and a pen, which is non-electronic, non-digital device. You're going to put it next to your pillow as you go to sleep. And the first 2 minutes when you wake up, not further than that, when you just open your eyes, anything that comes to mind that you need to do, that you write in a list of things to do. Remember that when you sleep, your soul is connected to God, to the proper plane. You actually leave this plane and you're not influenced by your senses. So the first 2 minutes when you come back, your soul is still above this plane and you still have this connection to the other realm. And you have a clear, good connection and intuition, and you can clearly hear the details. Those 2 minutes are secrets to noting exactly what you need to do. So whatever it is, whether it's like wash the dishes or start this project or make this phone call or go and finish that something you forgot, write those things down without judgment and just know that those 2 minutes will likely be the right information from your soul. Did you ever follow your intuition and it turned out to be a pretty good idea? Comment down below and let me know. Number 3, what is intuition anyway? According to Heart Math Institute, intuition is pre-stimuli response, a response before stimuli occurs. When we have a stimuli like hot stove and then we remove our hand because it was hot, that's the regular way of living. But with intuition, with this example, we would know first something without any signs of it, and we will perceive it before the stimuli occurs. Have you ever had a friend call you and you were just feeling like they will call you and then suddenly they call you 1 minute later? You're like, whoa, that was freaky. That's your intuition. So when you had anything that was about to occur, but you had just a feeling it's gonna occur, you didn't trust it because it was so tiny and small feeling, and then suddenly it happened, you're like, whoa, that must be a coincidence or some kind of weird accident. No, it wasn't an accident, that was your intuition. And it's never a coincidence. The secret number 3, cut out the whole idea of coincidence. Trust that, yes, you heard your intuition. Maybe you didn't react to it, maybe you didn't believe that it was correct before it actually happened. But we need about 2,000 or more of these incidences before you get new confidence. So what I recommend as a step number 3 is get a journal. It could be on a cell phone, it could be physical journal, it could be anywhere really where you can access quickly. And whenever something happened, like you knew it's gonna happen, you felt that was good intuition, and then it actually did happen, and especially if you followed it, write down those successful ways when you followed your intuition. Make a list of the times that were real time, real day, real situation where you had intuition about something and it turned out to be not just a coincidence. And I want you to start making that list, because the more you make the list, the more you can come back and gain your confidence from your previous success. I'm gonna give you just a few examples and then I'm gonna explain why this even matters. For example, I receive a message and I teach music and yoga that my student is going to cancel, but I have no reason to believe it. And then the next day they actually cancel. Or, for example, I receive intuition, do not spend on this and that when it comes to this moment. And the moment comes, there is nothing indicated that anything will happen, and suddenly somebody asks me to spend on something, and then I know that time was not the right thing to do so, and then turned out that my intuition had no point, as if I just made up a random story, but then it just becomes reality. But you already decided how to deal with that stimuli before it actually materializes. Or somebody will need your help and you actually do need to give that help. It could be anything really, but it could be, if I made up a fun example, it could be that wipe the floor, it's wet, but then you're like, why would I do it? And suddenly, like, you 1 hour later, you spill a glass of water and the floor is wet. And now you're like, oh, that was my intuition. Those are all examples of a way that intuition shows itself. Why should you do it? Why does it matter? What's about this journal? Actually, you have neural networks inside of your brain and you have experiences that you do. For example, if you eat, then you have a neural network, also known as knowledge schema, connected to every time you eat. So part of that schema could be forks and knives, it could be restaurants or houses, it could be people, it could be anything that you regularly eat. It's a huge long-term memory space where you connect everything into one long-term, knowledge schema. And so I wanted to tell you that if you write these things down in your journal, digital or physical, and you have developed a list of experiences all connected to this one neural network or knowledge schema of following intuition successfully, that will build that long-term memory and become a second nature. You need to have those to develop that cognitive. It's a cognitive load theory, so that's a cognitive kind of trick to get past the short-term memory and get it developed into a deep long-term memory. Do you need more help with this? Get in touch with me. Send me a comment down below or an email. And we also prepared a PDF below this link that you can click and download. It has links and it has a nice summary of the tips of how to follow intuition. Also has links to relaxing music that can clear your chakras or help you to get into that intuitive state. And did you know that when you have PDF with clickable links, just make sure to use a software that allows for you to click on those links. So open it in the PDF reader that supports it. And be sure to check out this video to recharge and clear all 7 of your chakras as you listen and to boost your intuition. The link to this video is also down below in the description.